kind of stands out. It's one of the first things. If someone comes into an interview or any type of, even on a phone interview, you can tell by the way they communicate, are they speaking a script or is it off the cuff? Do they know how to relate and communicate? You look at those kind of things to see, are they making eye contact? Can they relate to the, is it just you in there, or is it a kind of a board type setting for the interview panel? And you look for the ones that are, those extroverts, which is hard because in internal audit, you mostly have introverts. So, but you're looking as this industry is changing for those type of people that are outgoing. They're going to ask questions. They're going to really look to learn not only from the other people, but from themselves. So that you're going to see a lot of back and forth between those, and those are the kind of people you're looking for. And it's hard to find that in a regular setting of an interview, but you have to kind of ask those right questions and see how they would handle. Ask scenarios. What would you do in this situation? Not just do you know the elements of a finding or something like that? Do you know how to deal with if this happens? And I think when you get those type of answers, you'll see what kind of person they are.
At the end of the day, the resource that you need to do an audit is with somebody else. On your own, you can do nothing, you know nothing. Internal audit is a process to get out of others a stream of information, data, that then you're going to connect to tell a story or to build a story. So if you have absolutely no talent in going and search within somebody else what needs to be discovered, you're not going to be able to audit anything. And it's not about asking for a report or a printout or a set of data. It's really about connecting dots and building a truth behind a set of events, behind a process, behind how something has happened. Again, it's the most critical thing ever because you have to know how to search it in somebody else.
We're selling a service that sometimes our clients don't want. And we have to go in there and know that. You have to know that you're not just an accountant or what your background is, but you're also a salesman. And salesmen are good communicators. All great salesmen, if you ever heard any of their speaking, they are very well versed in public speaking and speaking to others, relationship building, how they relate to others when they're selling that product or service to make them feel like, yes, I need this, I want this. And to be an effective communicator, you have to know, have those skills, but then know how to apply them and use them to sell our service of internal audit.
Yeah, the recruitment process is difficult. We're just talking about, how do you pick a good communicator? I mean, you're only meeting with the person for a short period of time. You're trying to explain to them the environment they might be working in and how their communication skills are going to work, let alone the business acumen to do the work as well. So one approach we take is to give the candidate a piece of homework. Now, it seems a bit arduous that, they've got to go away and do some homework, but, if they're not prepared to do some homework, then maybe they're not prepared to take the job and do the work that's required. You get some interesting results when you give 5 people, here's a $1 million budget for company ABC, make some assumptions, give me an audit plan for the next year. Some will come back with a paper towel with some notes, some will just roll something off, and we've seen some people come back with audit plans that are clearly better than the ones that we do. And you can see that they put in some thought, they've done some research, and they've got some business acumen to be able to translate that. The other ones may have had that business acumen, but unless they're prepared to demonstrate that, it's how would you know? So in that recruitment process, it's difficult to assess all of those things. But I think you should take some time and have a couple of interviews and let that process extend so you can give both sides of the interview process the opportunity to understand what they're getting into, what their capabilities are. So that little piece of homework I find is effective, and someone recommended that to me, and so it wasn't my idea, but it worked a treat.